my story goes back to August 2019. I was 329 pounds, severely depressed. I was suffering from anxiety. My doctor was like, no, don't do that. You don't have a thyroid. You can't do keto. And so I was like, oh, okay, I don't have a thyroid. I better not, do this. In the first 10 days of living this lifestyle, I instantly got the mental clarity. The brain fog went away. And I started realizing maybe I was depressed.
You've lost 83 pounds doing the opposite of what they're telling you to do. You're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
I know. We're taught, you gotta exercise, you gotta exercise. You're not gonna lose any weight if you don't exercise. Well, yeah, because I'm eating like crap. And of course, without the extra exercise, you're not going to be able to. So the other thing too, eating out, people want to know am I never gonna be able to eat out again? Yes, you can. We just gotta be a little bit more selective on the menu and look at it as if we get to eat the best foods. We get a steak, a nice fatty juicy steak, the best vegetables, things like that. I thought I had to go to the doctor. The doctor had to prescribe me medicine, and then the medicine would heal me or fix me or whatever. And so just to have a complete 360 mind shift of just everything you've thought you knew, that you just feel like, oh my gosh, did I not know anything before?
So we'll start with Judith. Judith, I know your story is incredible, and I'd love for you to take us back to some of the challenges you were having with your health and how you discovered this lifestyle and what it did to change your life.
Yeah. So hello, everyone. So my story goes back to August 2019. And I was 329 pounds and severely depressed. I was suffering from anxiety. I actually had postpartum depression 4 years after having my child, which I didn't even know was possible. And I was just at a very, very low point in life. And I originally heard about this lifestyle from a coworker. And it took me, I'm a researcher, so it took me a whole year until researching this lifestyle until I was finally like, oh, maybe I should just give it a try. I even went to my doctor, and my doctor was like, no, don't do that. Just, you don't have a thyroid. You can't do keto. And so I was like, oh, okay, I don't have a thyroid. I better not, do this. I am a thyroid cancer survivor. And so there's just different obstacles that I had in life, that I really struggled with. And I just thought, after becoming a new mom, that this was just the way life was going to be. And I just thought I had to feel like crap every day, and I had to, just suffer. And so I finally decided to give this a go. And when I started, I found Dr. Boz on YouTube. So I'm a huge fan of just everyone that's on YouTube pushing, just this amazing lifestyle, because this is kind of what guided me to even get started. And so, Ben, that's always kudos to you. And so I gave it a go, and I think within the first 10 days of living this lifestyle, I instantly got the mental clarity. The brain fog went away, and I started realizing maybe I was depressed. I'm feeling really good. Maybe there was something, going on, because before this lifestyle, I didn't even realize what I was going through. I just, again, thought it was the way life was going to be. And so first 10 days, I lost, quite a bit of weight, which then got my husband on board. He was like, oh, wait, hold up. Maybe I should try this. And one thing that really kind of got me excited about this was, Dr. Boz says in the beginning of her protocol is that just stay away from the gym for the first few weeks. Give it your body time to transition. And so that took a lot of pressure off me to say, wait a second, okay, you mean I don't have to go to the gym and every single night or every other week and try to figure this out and do all the things? So that's kind of what got me going. And so, so fast forward a little bit, I lost 83 pounds, so far. And let's see, in the years it's all coming together now. It's crazy. It's crazy because this has become a lifestyle. And I think that's the biggest thing
Right.
too, is we've really just made our whole household into a lifestyle. This is just what we do. It's just the way we live. So it's become so everyday normal that we no longer look at it like, oh, God, is this, oh, I can't eat this or I can't eat that. It's like, no, we can eat everything. We just, find an alternative to it for the most part. And so, fast forward a little bit more, we were trying to have our second child. Our first child was not planned, so that was a blessing, but it was, I don't know, honestly, did my body struggle? Did it not struggle, having the first one, to get pregnant? Not having a thyroid, I had heard when I was younger, like, okay, it might be harder for you to conceive and all these things just due to your hormones and stuff. So it took almost a year to get pregnant with our second child. And what I ended up doing was I dug a little deeper, and I went on to like a beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, and I started incorporating 72-hour fast weekly. I became obsessed with 72-hour fasting, which sounds nuts to a lot of people. But once you experience the first one, you're like, oh, I want to do this again. This euphoric feeling feels so good.
Yeah.
And so we did get pregnant. And now we have a 4-month-old keto baby. And he was so healthy. He's a big boy. He was 9 pounds, 3 ounces when he was born. 10 days late. Didn't want to come
Wow.
out. Yeah. So
That must have been an
he's
adventure for you.
yeah. Yeah. So I've now had my second C-section operation. That's just great. So now I am recovering from a C-section, recovering, just getting my mental health together. But I always come back to this lifestyle because whenever I feel like something is going on a little crazy up there, I know that this is what works. This is what my body wants. This is what I need to do. And so, yeah, it's just become such an amazing tool. Yeah, so that's kind of my story now. Like I said, I'm 4 months postpartum. And now I'm just, again, the next chapter is, figuring out how to live this lifestyle with a 4-month-old baby, waking up in the middle of the night, still doing all the things. We have an 8-year-old now. So yeah, that's a little piece of it now. So it's pretty much, I feel like it's another like restart to taking just control of my health and getting back to, the way my body thrives. So yeah.
That's right. I love the story because number one, you were told by your doctor not to do keto. And I imagine the reasons were, I mean, you could tell me what the reasons were. Like, it's dangerous, eating all that saturated fat. Like, what was the
Too much
thought
fat.
process? Yeah,
Yep.
too much
Too much
fat,
fat.
not good for you. That's usually the common thing. Your cholesterol is going to go too high. And you did a year of research. So that's a lot of research. You came across the wonderful Dr. Boz, who we all love. And I love the tip that she gave. And I think that's an important lesson. Like, if you're making some changes, start with one change, maybe two changes, and
Yeah.
stack it. A lot of people think to lose weight and to get healthy, all right, I'm going to change my diet, and then I'm going to go to the gym, like you said, every hour, every day for an hour,
Yeah.
multiple hours a day. And we're not against going to the gym. We think it's important to build muscle, but
Yeah.
it's like so much of a change. Your body has to adapt to all these stressors, and it might be very difficult to have all these changes at once. So you felt at ease because it was just one change. Okay, let's just eat more healthy fat and
Yep.
protein and lower your carbs, and it helped you felt more comfortable with that step.
Exactly. And, you know, and with the standard American diet, we're taught like, oh, you got to exercise, you got to exercise, you got to exercise. You're not going to lose any weight if you don't exercise. Well, yeah, because I'm eating like crap. And of course, without the extra exercise, you're not going to be able to. So I feel like in society, we put so much pressure on ourselves sometimes, just as humans or whatever. And it's like, why do we have to do that? And so, like you said, when Dr. Boz was like, just let's just take it, let's just start with the diet change, and I think I was just at that point where I was just ready, like, okay, I've tried to do the standard American diet, didn't work. I've tried to go to the gym and the standard American diet, and I remember like 30 days of working out twice a week, and I lost 2 pounds, and I was like, What? Which is frustrating. So it was like,
Yeah.
whew, you're telling me that if I just start by changing what I eat, that, so yeah, that was a big helpful video that I watched.
I love what you've done after you changed your health.
Hmm.
You started to focus on community, and then this app came out called Clubhouse. Some people are familiar with Clubhouse. You were one of the first people on Clubhouse, and for those who don't know what Clubhouse is, it's an app on your phone. It's a social media app where you enter these rooms and it's audio communication. You're in a room, you get to communicate with people through audio. It's super cool, and it's grown a lot since it's first started. But how did that transpire? And we're like, how did you build that incredible community? I don't even know where it's at right now because I have not been on Clubhouse for a while, but I
Yeah.
know it was so huge when I last checked. So how did that start?
Yeah, so it's an incredible app. So I'll tell you, I originally got on there. A friend that I know was into business, and she was like, this is the app. You've got to get on here. There's all these business people. They're going to teach you and you're going to grow. And it's just going to be this amazing business thing. So I went on there strictly for the mindset of like, okay, I love learning. Like, let's learn some new business stuff, let's grow. And the first day I got on there, there was rooms on all different topics, and I'm like, wait, this isn't just a business app. This is an app that when you know about something, you speak about it. Like, it's just super laid back, and just everyone is so easygoing. So they just have conversations like a live podcast, basically. And so I was like, well, what do I like to talk about? Like, oh, shoot, my life revolves around keto. So I could help somebody with keto. Like, maybe somebody out there wants to know about this lifestyle. So it was strictly just maybe I can help someone. Maybe, I don't know. And so I created Keto for the Soul. Which I had a private Instagram account. I didn't really share that before. I had a private Instagram account. I had my personal page, and then I was like, let me create something that nobody in real life will even know it's me, and I can share my success story or my failure, but it just held me accountable at the time. And so I had put the name Keto for the Soul. And so when you could make a club on Clubhouse about topics. And so I was like, well, I'll just call it Keto for the Soul, whatever. And I use it on Instagram, no big deal. And it got accepted. We were the very first keto community, which at the time it was just my keto, me talking. We created a room the first time, and there was like 20 people that popped in that all wanted to talk about keto, that were either living this lifestyle or they wanted to know about it. They wanted to change their lives. They needed help, whatever. Just they were curious. And so I met so many amazing people like you, Ben, on there. And yeah, we connected, and then we started doing check-ins every night at 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. Which in the long term became a lot.
Yes.
That was a huge commitment that my husband wasn't very fond of. He's he's like, you're obsessed with this keto stuff, and I'm like, I know, but but honestly, like, kind of, when you wrap your whole world around this, it allows you to take that next step and just keep transforming your life. So it was really cool. So now we've got like almost 27,000 people,
Wow.
which is huge for Clubhouse. um, and so now the app has changed a little bit. They've created the clubs, or now houses is what they call it. But still, we've created such an amazing bond with so many people, as you know. It's amazing. And so that is actually where I met Erica. Somebody introduced us on there. They're like, you got to meet Erica. And they're like, you got to meet Judith. And so, it's crazy because I went from living in Tennessee. I'm originally from Iowa, but then I was living in Tennessee, kind of feeling alone by myself. Of course I have friends there, but it's not the same when you're an adult with a family and you don't get to go hang out all the time and do certain things. And so I was feeling lonely too during the pandemic. And so this app comes along, and you meet people from all over the world, and literally all over the world. And we've connected on this lifestyle. So now, Erica's in Florida. And it's just been really cool just to even grow our relationship. Erica is the founder of the Keto Orlando Summit. And so I didn't connect with her until year 3 of the event, which is pretty cool. So I know she started it as it was an all women's conference. And it started off as like a retreat. So year 3, we were all so just hyped up and excited that we met all these people on Clubhouse, and we were all so like-minded. We're like, we got to meet in person. And so we did the very first Keto for the Soul meetup at her event. And so from there, we've just connected, and it's grown to be this huge thing, which is super cool because, again, people come from all over the world. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
I want to take a quick break from the video you're watching to share something with you that has made a big difference with my health and the thousands and thousands of students that I teach all across the world. Now, this is a unique device that has been shown to help with skin health, sore muscles, wrinkles, psoriasis, eczema, scoliosis, migraines, sleep issues, arthritis, acne, scar tissue, wound healing, relaxation, and also boost testosterone levels. What am I talking about? What is this miracle drug? Well, it's not a miracle drug. It's red light therapy. As you can see here, this is called photobiomodulation. And I use this red light therapy device every single day. Not only do I use it, my fiance uses it. Our dogs and cats love it. And the device I have here is from Bon Charge. Bon Charge has a different range of big panels, small panels, from affordable to ones that are a little bit more money depending on how much you want. And I love this product. I feel so good. And it doesn't take a lot of time to get all these benefits. I simply take off my glasses, which is Bon Charge glasses, by the way, turn it on, and I have it running for 20 minutes once a day. And turn it on, and as you can see, I just leave it there on my desk as I work. 10, 20 minutes per day will suffice, and it makes a big difference. You're going to notice a big improvement with your skin health and all the things we mentioned earlier in just a matter of weeks. So if you want to get your hands on this Bon Charge red light device or get their big panels, they also have panels that you could take on the go that are more affordable, then head over to boncharge.com/ketocamp and use the coupon code KETOCAMP to get 15% off your red light device, or as a matter of fact, your entire order. Any product, you could get 15% off with that nice coupon code KETOCAMP. So whether it's these Bon Charge blue light blocking glasses, their sauna blanket, or any of their awesome products, use that coupon code KETOCAMP at checkout. We'll drop a link down below. Go check them out. They are awesome. And let's get back to today's video. Very cool. I love to hear the story of how, it started with an idea of thought. You applied to create a club, you got approved, and then now that's transpired to 27,000 people in there and growing. And it just shows you the power of not just keto, but the desire to be a part of a community. Because let's face it, although most people know of keto now, it's that mainstream. Most people think of keto. If I were to ask 100 people here in Miami on the streets, what is keto to you? And I've asked people this in the streets. Oh, eating high fat diet, or eating bacon, or it's a fad diet. It's a weight loss diet. And that could be true if that's the way you go about it, right? But we look at it as a lifestyle. It's a metabolic pathway. It's a metabolic process, not necessarily a diet. So people are craving other people who have this sort of mindset and philosophy, and why it's important to be around each other, because we have so much backlash against us, and there's still people saying that it's dangerous for you, etc. So that's a testament to your group, your Clubhouse growing so fast, because people are craving that. And then Erica Bell enters the picture here, right? And she's got an incredible story herself that she shared when we first did our interview. And this Keto Orlando Summit started off as a retreat. And then year 3, it turns into like this incredible summit. Year 3 is the first year that I went, correct? That was that. Okay, that's right. That was two years ago. And I remember it being so incredible personally as a speaker at that event, that first year, that year 3, but my first time, because it was different than other keto events that I've spoken at, because it was more community based. There were activities for community. You did your meetup. There were, there was a DJ. It was just more intimate. And I love that. I love that about it. And I love that you're still doing that every year. I returned last year, and I'm returning again this year. And I'm so honored to be a part of it. And we'll talk a little bit more about the event and the speakers. But before we do that, I want you to share like what are the common themes in the community that you've built, the common themes in terms of the challenges people are having to get healthy?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that it seems like people do struggle with is just understanding that they can still eat the things that they love. You don't have to, think of this as like just eliminating, everything. And so kind of switching that mindset to know like, okay, you can still have certain things. We've just got to tweak the ingredients a little bit. We've got to get away from the bad, the
Give me
bad,
an
I'm gonna say,
example.
quote unquote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
yeah, we've got to get away from the things that our body might look at as like a poison, or our body may just not function the best with. So I think that's the biggest thing. The other
Could you give me
thing
an example
too,
of that? Like instead of sugar, you would replace that with
like monk fruit
monk
sweetener.
fruit,
So
stevia.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of people, they're like, oh, but I start my day with coffee and I have all this creamer. I gotta have this creamer. And you're like, no, 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 it's okay. It's okay. We can start slow. We can just start slow, because that's the other thing. We can go just one step at a time, which goes back to Dr. Boz. We don't have to just all just dive head first. And so even just starting with someone like their coffee in the morning, like, okay, let's substitute the sugar for some monk fruit. Let's start there. Let's maybe add a little heavy cream, things like that. And they're like, oh, I still get to have my coffee. And then we work towards maybe like a black coffee.
Yeah.
Or depending, I never thought I'd ever drink black coffee. I'm just going to say that.
It's very bitter.
I know. And it's become like, I'm like, this is good. This is fine. Once you get used to it, you're good. So yeah, that's kind of an example there. The other thing too, eating out, people want to know like, oh, am I never going to be able to eat out again? Yes, you can. We just got to be a little bit more selective on the menu and look at it as if like we get to eat the best foods. Like we get a steak, a nice fatty, juicy steak. We get the best vegetables, things like that. I think those two, and then the other piece is just working on the mindset and just
Mm.
kind of, life's still going to happen. We just got to work through it. So I think
Amen.
that's a big piece of it too. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk more about the mindset part. Before we get into the mindset part, though, I like the suggestion about restaurants. I remember just a few days ago, I was in Sarasota, Florida. I was speaking at like a biohacking event.
Mhm.
And I went to dinner. The speakers all went to dinner, and there were the significant others of the speakers. And I was talking to one of the husbands of one of the speakers, and he was asking me because he wants to do keto. He was inspired by my lecture,
Yeah.
and he asked me the question, what are some keto friendly restaurants in Florida or in Sarasota or Miami? And I'm like, well, there's not really restaurants that are like keto friendly, meaning they're not going to give you a whole menu that is only keto items. There might be a few in the country, I don't know, but what you can do is what Judith just said, go and find a place that has a steak or a burger, get the burger out the bun. Like you could find
Exactly.
keto friendly options, not necessarily a keto friendly menu. You could just customize it and make that request. And let's face it, like the burger is the best part. It's not the bread. So
Right.
you get the burger, you get your favorite veggies, and it's just knowing those switches is what you're saying. It's like simple swaps, but if you're not aware of it, you think that it's hard to do. So you help them become aware that it's simple little changes here and there.
Yeah, and throughout the few years, I have found so many amazing, I call them cheat sheets on Instagram or Facebook, and you can just keep those in your phone, in your gallery, your photo gallery. I usually screenshot them, or I've even created some now. And it's like you just keep those on hand. So when you're out and you've got to make a decision, just resort back to, have your little cheat sheet, have that with you so you don't feel like you're alone having to like, oh God, oh God, I don't know what to pick. I'm just going to choose this option. Like, no, you don't have to do that. There's so many ways to just, stay on track and stay focused.
So true. So many ways, so many cheat sheets, so much material out there. Follow, Judith Keto for this at Keto for the Soul.
Yeah.
The number 4, correct?
Yeah. The number
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
We'll put that in the notes below. And I want to keep the conversation very practical because this is one of those episodes that if you're listening and you've already been doing keto, a lot of this is like, yeah, I've already done that, etc. But you share this with somebody who's thinking about doing keto, and they just feel overwhelmed because they hear about carnivore, they hear about fasting, but it's like you take it one level at a time. You
Yeah.
might be looking at Judith, and she's talking about doing a 72-hour fast. She's on a different chapter than somebody who's just getting started with keto, right? It's like, and
Yeah.
maybe you could talk a little bit more about that, how it's different levels and you start to progress, but it starts really basic and then you expand from there.
Yeah. So I will say that I am a person, I just like sometimes I do dive head first. Like I
I
will
get
be
that.
honest. So I'm gonna tell everyone, like Ben said, take it step by step. So one thing that I love about keeping it practical is you get the nitty gritty, the real truth, the breakdown of everything. Sometimes things get too, I'm gonna say too sciencey to where when somebody was like, oh, wait, do I have to do this? So I'm gonna tell you, my
Yeah.
first day starting keto, I did an 18-hour fast because I thought I had to.
Oh boy, how'd that go?
I was miserable. I
Of
was
course.
miserable. And then I said to my coworker who was telling me, him and his wife were telling me about it. And I'm like, I'm at 18 hours. I can eat now. And they're like, what? No, 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 no. But I thought that's what I had to do. I thought I had to fast. I thought that was what was going to get me the optimal result. So,
Yeah.
yes, taking it step by step. So, just starting slow, changing your diet. That let's make that step one. Step two is maybe you can incorporate a little exercise. Um, step, 3, 4, 5 might be adding some fasting in. Fasting is something that I absolutely love. That was another thing that did originally attract me to this lifestyle, and that's why I did just jump in because I am a cancer survivor. My brother's a cancer survivor. My mom is a cancer survivor. So there's different, benefits that you'll learn about autophagy when you're fasting and extended fasting. And that's why to me, I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta get into this because, this is what's going to, help me. And so it took me until almost year 3 to do the 72-hour fast. And when I finally did it, whew, I'm telling you, I felt so good. I didn't even want to incorporate carbs ever again. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I'm like, do I have to eat? And I had a friend that was kind of coaching me through it because my first 72-hour fast, I drank coffee at like hour 50 or 60, and I got a little um I don't know, caffeine, like I have a caffeine sensitivity
Oh, so
already.
you're like jittery a
I
little
was
bit? Yeah.
jittery, yes. And so I felt like maybe it's like anxiety kind of coming up. And I was like, oh God, am I going to die from the 72-hour fast? And he's like, Judy, you're fine. It was the coffee. We can work through this. Let's go. And so when I got to 72, I was like, oh, I didn't die. I'm here. Okay, we're good. So um, I was going to keep going. And he's like, well, let's just cut it. Like, let's just stop. Like, you're good. And so that's when I transitioned to then doing like a carnivore type. That's what kind of I was like, well, I've eliminated all the carbs. I've survived, we're doing good. So that's when I tried the beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. And I remember going for my physical. So this would be 2022, almost year 3. And they did some ultrasounds on my liver, my kidneys. Like it was a really cool physical. Like they went very deep into it. And so they're like, you're healthy, you're great. And they're like, the only thing we recommend is you need to lose some more weight. So we recommend you eat fruit 6 times a day.
Oh gosh.
We recommend you stay away from meat, stay away from
Hmm.
fatty meat. And I was like, you know what, this is crazy. You're telling me I'm healthy. I'm telling you what I'm doing to stay healthy, and you're telling me to
Right.
do the opposite.
Right. You've lost 83 pounds doing the opposite of what they're telling you to do. And you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
I know. I wrote that on my review for the place too. I'm
Oh, did
like,
you? It's
I'm
just
like,
old dogma. That's
yeah,
the old way of thinking about it. Keep the metabolism revved up by eating every few hours, eat fruit, eat your vegetables, limit your meat intake. It's just outdated science. It's not even real science. It's just outdated dogma,
I know.
essentially. So, but you have to be so, like, your conviction needs to be stronger than their conviction. And for a lot of people, it's not. So how do
Yep.
you develop that conviction so when your doctor or practitioner tells you what they told you, you know that it's the wrong advice?
So that goes back to community,
Mm.
and the community, just sticking kind of with the people who kind of do things a little bit outside of the box. I apologize. My
It's all
computer,
good.
my computer light came on, and we're not losing this. No.
Oh no, we can't lose another person now. Go charge your charge your computer.
Okay, we're good. We're good. So yeah, just staying really kind of in the know of, today's modern things. Even like staying connected with you. You are a huge, great resource for everybody. And I think that's a big piece of kind of why, like, when I step out of the box a little bit, I still feel okay about trying it. Where in the past, I probably wouldn't have had, I don't know, I probably wouldn't have tried it because I wouldn't have, been connected with the people who were talking about the benefits of it, if that makes sense. So,
Hmm.
Dr. Barry, he talks a lot about the beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. And, just meeting him and Nisha, like, they're amazing. And, they knew that we were trying to conceive another child and it wasn't working. So he was like, do it, you're going to get pregnant. And I didn't believe him. I was like, yeah, okay, okay. And when I went for my physical, I even talked to the OBGYN about, like, we're trying to conceive, it's not working, blah, blah, blah. And she recommended me to her friend who is an OBGYN, but they go a lot more in depth with things. And so I get to my appointment, and I find out, like, I think it was like 2 weeks later that I was actually pregnant. And I
Wow.
didn't even know. I didn't even know. And I had only done, I had, from the fasting, I think I did 3 or 4 72-hour fasts while I was pregnant, and I didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
But honestly, that is so brilliant to me. Like, that just lets you know that, like, we just overconsume sometimes, and, like, when we just let our body do what it needs to do on its own, just, it's just, my mind is still blown that that happened. And then just even go into the beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, like, it's just amazing. So yeah, there's different levels. Sorry, there's different levels, but yeah.
How long did you do the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs?
1 month.
1 month straight. How was
1 month
that? Did you
straight.
get tired of eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, or you're like,
I
I kept doing it?
No, I didn't. I didn't at all. That's the other thing, is I just was like, oh gosh, I put it off for so long trying it, and I'm like, you know what? I need to take my health to the next level. And so just I kept hearing about it and everything, and the food, it tasted like, the meat tasted even better. Like, even getting to day 30, the steak tasted juicier than ever. The
Wow.
beef tasted better than ever. It's crazy. So everything even just tasted so much better. So yeah, I thought for sure, like, oh God, here we go. Here's another egg. But really, it was like, oh, I'm so excited to eat. Like, these eggs taste so good to me.
And I imagine that you were probably so satiated and full with having that much protein and fat that you like probably fasted just naturally. You weren't that hungry.
Right. I ended up only eating about one meal a day, which is,
Mm.
I mean, I had got to that point again, that step in my journey to where I did one meal a day. But just, I still had to think about it. And when I did the beef, bacon, and eggs, I no longer had to think about it. I was full. So it wasn't like, oh, I got to only eat once a day.
Hmm.
It was like, my body naturally just only wanted food one time a day. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you're right. The body's amazing. You did 72-hour fast 3 or 4 times, and while you were pregnant, not knowing that you were pregnant, and you had a really healthy baby, and it all worked out. It's like a testament to the human body. It's an
Yeah.
incredible human body that God built. It's really remarkable. And on that topic of the mindset plus, the human body, how important is it to have that correct mindset that the body is built to be self-healing, and that you just got to do the proper things to remove the interference and it'll heal itself. Like how did you develop that personally, and how important is it for a community to develop that?
Yeah, so it's amazing because I did not think like this. 4 years ago, I did not think. I thought I had to go to the doctor. The doctor had to prescribe me medicine, and then
Yeah.
the medicine would heal me or fix me or whatever. And so just to have a complete 360 mind shift of, just everything you've thought you knew, that you just feel like, oh my gosh, did I not know anything before?
Right.
Because I originally I started school to be a nurse, and I had gotten out of the medical field, and I was like, no, I don't know, this isn't for me. So just to kind of come back to the self healing and just different things from a whole different perspective is pretty amazing. But again, I think surrounding yourself in a community of people that they just want to feel better. They just want to do better. They just want life to be better. And then, you know, amazing people. I mean, we've had so many people in the community that we've spoken to. We did almost like an interview, segments. And you were, I think, the first, you and
Hmm.
Dr. Ryan Lowry,
Yeah.
you guys came in several times and you helped educate and just spread the word so many times. And I think, again, just surrounding yourself with people who are knowledgeable, but you do the research. You take the time, and you do the research, not just for you, but for your community as well. And so, just you even coming in another community and sharing it. And at the end of the day, we can all grow together. And that's kind of how I look at Keto for the Soul. It's like the umbrella of all of the communities. It's not just my community, or, you know, I'm just the person who happened to be the founder of it, but kind of locking arms with other communities, that maybe you've got some great information on something that we're not familiar with. So you come in there, we speak about it, and it's amazing how social media really keeps us all connected on a whole newer level, which
Hmm.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, it sure is. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Social
Yeah.
media. You
Yeah.
could let it use you, or you could use it. And I
Yeah.
recommend using it. I have an
Yeah.
interesting question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to remove somebody from Keto for the Soul in Clubhouse? And if you did, what's the reason? You don't have to say that person's name, but what was the reason for removing them?
Oh, yes, I have.
I imagined you have. I mean, with that many people, and it comes naturally. I get it, but I would like to know, like, what were the common themes with why?
Oh gosh. Yeah. Things that you probably wouldn't even think, well, you might think about, I don't know. So, the first person that comes to mind, is someone that was very well respected in the keto community. And there were some racial things going on. So this is a very diverse community. We're from all different parts of the world, all different backgrounds, all different races, sexualities, all the above. And so one thing that I didn't think about when this kind of came about is being the leader, in this community. Like, I've got to set the example. I've got to set the tone. We've got to make sure that, everybody knows that, they're accepted here. And so there was a situation where some people didn't feel accepted, or I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, they didn't
So
feel
yeah, I had to
comfortable.
let that,
They didn't
yeah,
feel safe.
yeah, yeah, they didn't feel safe. Exactly. So this person, again, I was a nobody. I'm like, oh God, I got to tell this person that's wrote books and been all over social media that they're no longer welcome here. And it wasn't a conversation that I thought I'd ever have to have with a grown person, but I did. And so there's been other times that we've just had to make sure everybody understands, like, this is a safe space. Like, we're not judgmental. We're not the keto police. We're not talking down to anybody because they live their life a different way. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to live our best lives.
Hmm.
So, we've had to eliminate kind of people like that, where they push that, I don't know, they're just not the friendliest people.
I
But
get it.
yeah. So I'm sure we may or may not have had to have that conversation, just letting them know, like, this isn't maybe your everyday community. This is a community where we are all welcome here. So if you can't blend well with all of us, then I think it's best you just leave. So yeah, those have been the tough conversations.
I know, I imagine, and I applaud you for having them. I think it is important as the leader of a group to set that tone, especially right off the bat. With when I do my 7-day keto challenges that we
Uh-huh.
do periodically, right? We get thousands of people, and like the first live stream, I let them know like the next 7 days here in this community, it's a no negativity zone. If we see you being negative, if we see stinking thinking, if we see you, hating on somebody else or whatever, like we're gonna remove you from the group. Like no exceptions, right? Like because that's a
Yeah.
7-day group. We want to make it positive, and then I have my academy where there's more leniency, meaning like somebody makes a mistake, we'll have a conversation with them and see if where they're at and if we could correct that. And if not, we'll let them know like this is not for you. Even though it's a paid community, like we both go our separate ways. But I think that is important because
Yep.
it helps people that are in the group feel safe and protected, and they know you care about them. They know you're not there just because of whatever reason. You're there to be supportive. And I know it's not easy to do that.
Yeah.
But I applaud you for doing it because I do think it's important to create that safe space because that's the way it should be. We should all be caring human beings who could have conversations and be respectful. Unfortunately, as the years go by, it's everything is becoming just a little too extreme, and that's not going to serve anybody. Hey, I want to take a minute to share something with you as we take a break from the video you're watching. One of the most common things I see to why people don't have enough energy levels, they have trouble building lean muscle mass, they have brain fog, fatigue, and they don't feel good is because of a deficiency in a hormone called testosterone. Now, testosterone is a very important hormone to have in a healthy amount for both men and for women. So, how do you reclaim your vitality? How do you reclaim this very important fat burning and muscle building hormone? Well, you can do it with a powerful supplement called Upgraded T. It has been my go to for naturally elevating testosterone levels. Upgraded Tea is from Upgraded Formulas, and it contains the highest quality of ingredients that have been proven scientifically to increase testosterone production. Now, as I mentioned, if you're a woman watching this is very important for you just as a man watching this right now. Upgraded Tea is a natural and safe way to boost testosterone levels. When you boost testosterone levels, it's going to increase your sex drive, vitality. It could help replace fatigue with all day energy. It'll help you lose that stubborn belly fat. Testosterone is required for fat burning, so it'll help you with the last 5 to 10 pounds that you're looking to lose. It helps you be in a better mood, helps with your memory and focus. So here's the 3-step approach. Step 1, take 2 capsules of Upgraded Tea with water every morning. It does not break your fast. You can have it with food or without food. Step number 2, notice your energy levels and dominate your day with more confidence and more vitality. Step number 3, wake up the next day having better sleep and just keep doing what you're doing. As simple as that. So if you want to get your hands on Upgraded Formulas, Upgraded Tea, and any of their awesome products like their upgraded magnesium and their hair mineral analysis testing kit, head over to upgradedformulas.com. And if you use the coupon code ketosis at checkout, they're going to give you 15% off your entire order. That is upgradedformulas.com. Ketosis at checkout. We're going to drop that link down below. And let's get back to today's video.
Yeah, exactly. And I will say that sometimes, as maybe a new member coming in, who's not familiar with the community, they may or may not understand where we have been. Like this community is going on, I'm losing track, 3 years. So, so, we've all grown together. Everybody new coming in, plus all the people that have been there since day one, we have evolved as well, to form, and make this even more amazing. We do have a leadership group, and those are people that I trust and rely on to, if I can't see it with my own eyes or hear it with my own ears, then you handle it. I give you, the permission to remove or whatever, any bad things going on, because it's hard. And I'm sure for you have people, that you trust, that kind of, work with you. And so those people are, those people are hand chosen. Let me say that they're hand
Yeah.
chosen, they're hand selected. They're people that I know that they know my values and that they'll represent me, as well as Keto for the Soul, to allow the community to thrive the way it should. That way, with we already have enough things going on in life, right? So so it's like, what's one more thing? But that's just one of those things where I mean, I had times in the beginning where I was struggling because I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Like, I didn't, why am I taking on? I was taking on everyone else's situations and opinions. And that kind of helped me as well to, kind of learn to form and stand my ground as well as a leader for the community. So that way we can just go in the right direction and no more. We're not looking left anymore. We're just going straight.
Going straight. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so important because they're there. A lot of people that are in these communities, in your community, my community, are there because of the stressors of life, the pressure, and this is a
Yeah.
place to rejuvenate themselves and recover from all that. And they don't want you don't want to add to that stress. So I think it's so important to have that safe place. In my Keto Camp Academy, we do Coach Becky Niles, who's one of the health coaches on our team. She does these. They're called Becky's Brain Boosts. She does them twice a week, where it's a Zoom meeting where you could just share what's going on with your life. It's not recorded. Nobody's going to see the replay. We all support each other. So it's so important to have something like that. And
Yeah.
I know you do that a lot with your community. People are sharing what's going on in their lives, not just keto, but just like life in general. Like somebody got laid off or somebody's afraid of getting laid off. These all accumulate towards either chronically high stress levels, which will deplete your health, or when you handle it well, build up your health. And having a place to talk about that is so important, isn't it?
Yeah. 1000%. And I think those conversations are what bring us together even more, because we consider ourselves family. So, 27,000 family members. No,
Yeah, awesome.
no, but, we consider each other family. So, like you said, when we're going through things, we can express it. We don't have to hide back our feelings, and we can be vulnerable and know that it's a safe space. And I think that it's crazy too, is because, yeah, some of us have our family, we have our everyday lives, but the Keto for the Soul community, like, and probably for your own as well, like, we are connected on a different level. So I think that's what's pretty cool too, is I've been able to have maybe those tough conversations that maybe I don't want to express, face to face, since we are on social media. Like Clubhouse is it's an audio app, so I'm not making eye contact with anyone telling them, like, I don't know, it just makes it a little bit easier sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've kind of formed, this bond with some of the members that I'm like, gosh, I think might know more than me than my best friend. No.
That's awesome.
Because we've struggled together, or we all have a very similar story, because we
Yeah.
all started somewhere. And, it's like, I always share that, one of my best friends, she struggles to gain weight, and I can't understand that because I've struggled to lose weight. So we have that. But to find someone, that has also struggled to lose weight and have those tough conversations, which now they're not so tough because I've been able to release those thoughts and feelings, which is a huge thing, which so many people have done as well. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's awesome. Let's talk about Keto Orlando Summit 2023, which is right around the corner. And
Yeah.
there's still tickets available, by the way. So their lineup of speakers, as usual, is awesome, incredible. So Dr. Ken Berry is going to be speaking there. He's coming back. We have
Yeah.
Abby, who everybody knows her as the House of Keto. She's going to be there as well. Her story, her sharing about her family is always so inspirational. I love it. I will be returning as well. I'm going to be teaching there and giving away some books. Dr. Tony Hampton. We have Maria Emmerich. We have Mary Daniels, who her story is incredible.
Yeah.
And of course, like you, Judith, and Erica are the co-hosts. You're going to be there, like running the show. And I know Jonathan Shane, who's a coach of mine,
Yeah.
is going to be there. Autumn, Weathers, Ilika, and there's more that I don't see here on the website's page. But who else is going to speak, and what would the audience, for those who get tickets and go, what would they expect to get from coming to this event?
Yeah, so like we've shared, this is a community-based event where you can actually lock arms with the people that you're sitting next to. At this event,
It's
we're
true.
not strangers. We're not strangers. Last year, we have a kickoff for the weekend, which Ben, I believe you will be taking over, which is a huge, huge, huge piece of kind of bringing everyone together and just letting them know, like, okay, this isn't like an expo or there's so many other amazing events, but this isn't like where there's more vendors than the speakers. This is where the speakers and the people involved in the event, you will get to communicate with them all weekend. You can have great conversations and just kind of, blend together. So we are having a gala this year,
I saw that.
which I think,
We're going to dress up fancy.
yeah. So, a lot of us have, we maybe have a successful story of losing 83 pounds. And now we're like, okay, like I would love to be able to dress my best and show up with whatever my accomplishment is. So even if whatever that is, maybe you've taken back control of your mental health, maybe you've lost some weight, maybe we've had people where it's just a huge step with them, coming to these events, where maybe in the past they never even had the courage to even show up at something like this. So just kind of bringing everyone together. And yeah, so we've got, I don't have it pulled up on here, but
Yeah, I found it here. So
okay.
two crazy ketos are going to
Oh
be there.
yeah.
Joe and Rachel, love them.
Yeah.
Ada Ramos, Lee Forrester, Janelle Henry, Lenny Lee, Jolene Abercrombie, Triple J. Everybody loves
Yeah.
the champ, Triple J. Ken Berry's wife, Nasha, who you mentioned, Jonathan Shane, Coach E is going to be there. Dave Feldman, who's going
Yeah.
to give us a masterclass on. He's doing a Q&A session, but I'm sure he's going to talk about cholesterol.
Yeah.
And then you have, there's so many events. So I'm looking at the itinerary here. So there's the gala.
Mm-hmm.
There's the opening day, which I'm going to be there. There's a fireside chat, island themed social. By the way, what I don't see on here, we got to get on here, is basketball. Even though
Oh,
last time it was just me, Jonathan, and your boyfriend or your husband, excuse me.
that was a fail.
And but because the weather, we got
The
rained
rain.
on, but we still played in the rain. But hey, I want to play basketball again. So
Okay.
let's add it to the itinerary somehow.
I know. So we always say like this is kind of where like celebration meets science. So we kind of put them both together. So yeah, we need to add basketball back on there.
I'm gonna play basketball, so I'll lead it. I'll
Okay.
gather the troops. I'll bring my own basketball too. There is a basketball court on the hotel, the Hilton. So for those who are going to go, hey, let's play some basketball. Get a nice tournament going. But the point is this, like you just said, it's not just like you're going to a conference. You're going to sit in a room and then go check out vendors. That's part of it, but there's so much more to it. It's going to be an entire weekend, a community. I didn't give the dates. What is it? August
August
3rd.
3rd through the 6th.
So
Yeah.
Thursday through Sunday, the first weekend of August in Orlando. So obviously Keto Orlando Summit. So it's ketoorlandosummit.com.
Yeah.
And Judith and Erica hooked up the Keto Campers with a discount code, which is Keto Camp at checkout to get a nice discount code. And if you go to the buy tickets button, you can see the options available. It looks like VIP sold out. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yes.
That's
yes.
awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. So we've got some special things in the works as well. So, day of, be prepared to get next year's tickets because last year we offered that. And yeah, the VIP tickets sold out so quick. So I think.
But the general admission is available, so you could still get that.
Yep. And I think again too, if you're like on the rocks, like, should I come? Should I not? Just a lot of us have kind of made this into like a little family vacation as well. So me personally, again, I have an 8-year-old, so she's been to the last 2 events, and I've brought my whole family. And we made a trip to Disney as well last year, which I was like 4 months pregnant, and that was horrible. So I won't Disney in August. Why didn't someone tell me this? Plus being pregnant. Uh, so no, but
Yeah, that's when it's really busy, right? And isn't August like the peak season? Because the summer people are off, they're going to Disney.
yeah, it was Disney. I didn't even pay attention. Well, okay, it was Disney because we waited in like 2 hours for rides.
And you were
Um,
pregnant.
yeah, pregnant. So no, I was just more concerned about the heat. I was kind of being
Mm,
selfish,
understood. Oh, hey,
but
you were pregnant. I get it.
yeah. So yeah, so we made this a family trip the last few years. Even we came down early. We got an Airbnb, and then we went to the resort. Most people do stay at the resort, so there is a discount for the room. So you can check that out on the website as well. We put a bunch of different things on the website. So just check out every tab. Because we wanted, everyone, there's things to do while you're in Orlando. There's discounts in the hotel rooms. You can see all the speakers from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as well as just everything going on. I think I'll share my favorite part of the event. It, of course, is listening to the speakers, but the fireside chats, oh my gosh. It's like having those really deep, amazing conversations in person. There it's you can't even replace it. We can't
It's
even
like
replace it.
it's like a clubhouse intimate conversation in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, we'll probably leave crying or happy or whatever. Either way, you'll feel so good when you leave. We did that year 3. I think Mary or Jonathan. I can't think right now.
I think it
But
was Jonathan.
Jonathan, okay, led the first one, and oh my gosh, he like set the tone for that and raised the bar high because those conversations are amazing. It's just another moment for you to connect with the people who understand a piece of your story or are living this lifestyle.
I love it. So everybody go get your ticket, go check it out. If you want to, get it, it's a ketoorlandosummit.com. It's right around the corner. I'd love to see you there and hang out with you. I'm going to be there all weekend as well. Where else? Actually, I have one more final question, then I'll ask you where
Okay.
ideas are. I talk a lot about gratitude. My t-shirt even says it today, gratitude. Vitamin G, as I call it, the strongest supplement in the entire world, anti-inflammatory, fat burning, all that good stuff. So my question to you, Judith, is what are you grateful for today?
Oh, today I'm gonna say my family. Um, you know, in life we all go through different things, and but being able to have your family, whether it's your immediate family like my husband or my children, or even today like my parents, that's a huge piece of something that I'm grateful for, and just where I'm at today, with having a 4-month-old baby and all the above. I'm extremely grateful for family.
Beautiful. Beautiful to be grateful for that. It's an incredible family you have. Judith, where is the best place for the keto campers to go check you out and follow you?
Ooh, okay, so if you want to join Clubhouse, look up Keto for the Soul, the number 4. We do have a Facebook group, and that's just kind of where different people post kind of things that are going on in their life, or maybe they take pictures of their food. That's always fun. Or share recipes, or usually we're sharing like, hey, go listen to this YouTube video. Go listen to Ben. Go over here. Come join this conversation. So the Facebook group is also Keto for the Soul. And then Instagram, you'll find all about me and my life on Keto for the Soul.
Awesome. We're going to put that down below. And then ketoorlandosummit.com is the conference, the
Yep.
summit website.
Yep.
Judith, sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say, we do have a Keto Orlando Summit Facebook group that we just started. So if you want to get information on the summit, or things that are going on, join that as well. And then there is a Keto Orlando Summit Instagram page, where we share a
That's
lot
right.
of stuff as well. So yeah.
We'll put that down below in the notes as well. Judith, you're awesome. I'm grateful that our paths have crossed on Clubhouse and then in person. And you're just so inspirational. You've got a caring heart. You just want to serve people. You built an extraordinary community, and I acknowledge you for that. Keep sharing your story. Keep spreading the message. Thank you for bringing me back. You and Erica, thank you for bringing me back to Keto Orlando Summit. It is an honor. And I'll see you very soon.
Okay, well, thank you, Ben, so much for having me.